How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video here at ScrubGames, and today we have another video. But before we get into that, I do want to say a few shouts. First of all, to DBS Deck Planet for being the best and only deck builder in the game with a fantastic amount of features like importing your list to untap if you want to test out before you invest, and be able to print off the list instead of writing out easily before an event. Also, they are a deck builder that is built by the players for the players with a dedicated team behind them. And also, as well as that, I do want to shout out Duke's Gaming for sponsoring the webcam locals, being a great place to go, especially if you're from the UK at least, to pick up all your sold product for or even TCG needs. So if you have any TCG needs are in the UK, feel free to check them out in the description below. And lastly, feel free to like the video if you do enjoy it, comment down below any of your thoughts about the video, and even subscribe to the video. It keeps you updated with my videos as when they drop, and even if you click the notification bell, you can get alerts to when they do drop as well, and help me get to my goal of 1,000 subs. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Right, so let's check out the Yellow Superhero Piccolo deck from the first Zenkai set. So it seems like we might be getting a set now with the new movie, because we got Gamma in the last one and Piccolo in the next one, and hopefully we get another one in the next set, which would be quite nice. Get some Piccolo stuff, because we did that with the Broly. We got a few different Broly ones with the BR trait. And this one will start off once again, like we always do, with the leader and its Z card. And its Z card is Son Gohan facing the phones, the yellow Z battle card. And it looks like a nice one as well, and goes really well with the like focus of the deck. So Piccolo on the front side has got an auto where you discard one card from your hand as a cost. When this card attacks, you look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 yellow card among them to your hand, and shuffle your deck. So this allows you to look for any yellow card among those 5, be it a battle card, a unison, an extra card, or even a multicolour as long as yellow is one of its colours. You can look at the top 5, add one of those to your hand, then shuffle your deck. And not only that, but you also get the Awaken as well, which is when your life's 4 or less, or you have a mono-yellow Son Gohan SH battle card in play, which is the one we have on board or on the screen. You may add one. You may draw 1 card, which is the 1 energy active mode, and add cards from your life until you have 6 life left. So the mid-range Awakening of untap 1, draw 1, and go down to 6. Then we have your Piccolo facing your phones as the Awaken side. So now it has 2 autos and activate battle. So the auto where you normally attack the draw 1 isn't really how you gain advantage, because it's when this card attacks, draw 1 card and then discard a card from your hand. So there's going to be a lot of discard. We see that as a theme in this deck, which is most of the cards, if they draw, they discard as well, or discard to be able to do the draw or gain advantage, and that goes in well with the set. But there's quite a lot. Like, it would be nicer if some of it was optional discard, but it is what it is. But that's not how you gain advantage, but you still do gain advantage from this lead, and that is for its first auto, where once per turn, if it's your turn, when you play a yellow card from your drop or a Z battle card, you draw 1 card. And note the Z battle card doesn't have to be any colour, it's just a Z battle card, but it allows you to draw 1, so that's playing some of the many things you play from your drop. And it's just a yellow card as well, so if you play a yellow unison from your drop, if you play a yellow battle card from your drop, you can trigger this and draw 1, which is very nice. And its activate battle is once per turn, you discard 1 card from your hands, once again discarding again as a cost. Use up to 1 yellow battle card with a 5k combo power from your drop in the combo with its skills to get it for the turn, and this card gets 1k power for the battle. So if your opponent's attacking into your leader and they combo over by 5k, you can always just discard a card from your hand, use that card you discarded in a combo to be a 6k combo to out combo for just 1 card. That's quite nice. And then with the Z leader, Son Gohan facing new foes, this one requires 2 specified yellow energy, and sending 1 card from your Z energy to your drop. It's a 15k deflect dual attack with a permanent that reads reduce the EX evolve skill cost of yellow Son Gohan SH cards in your drop or hand by 2, and that's relevant because we'll see in a sec the big boss card for the deck being able to play it from hand or drop, and EX evolve from hand and drop on top of it. And nice being that it allows you to reduce the cost by 2. Is also well, that also is only exclusive with the leader, because if your leader is this leader, when this card is played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. A nice way to trigger things like Bergamo and Poutine. So then let's check out the Gohan cards. We have 3 Gohan cards outside the Z Battle card, being Gohan Parental Love, the 1-drop, Son Gohan Guardian of Earth, the 4-drop, and Son Gohan Flash of Brilliance being the 8-drop boss card of the deck. So the 1-drop is a 1-drop 4K barrier with an auto that you can only activate one of across all copies of the card per turn because it's limit 1. If your leader is a Piccolo SH card, you get to trigger 1 or 2 effects if you play this from your hand, which is either draw a card or search your deck for a Pan Grown Up Fast and then shuffle your deck. Now, Pan Grown Up Fast we'll see in a bit is how you trigger how you have access to the first auto on the 8-drop. But then we have, before we get to that, the 4-drop, which is a 4-cost 19k blocker, and it's played out cheaper than the actual cost with its auto, which once again is limit 1. Needs to Spirit Boost 1 and pay 1 energy with a yellow leader, and that is when this card is discarded from your hand, play this card from your drop area, so it can trigger your leader's Awakened side to draw a card, then choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, switch to rest mode, so more resting as well. And its second auto is once per turn, when this card activates its blocker skill, you switch to active mode, so it is able to potentially block 2 attacks as long as it survives the first attack, which is very nice. And then the big boss card, it's 8-drop 30k with Deflect and Dual Attack. So Deflect and 8-drop being a very nice combination to make it immune to the counter, like the free cat plays we got in the first Unison Warrior set. And the evolved skill is also limit 1, so a lot of limit 1s in this deck, and it's for free, being 1 yellow into any of 2, on top of a yellow Son Gohan SH card, being these 2 next to it, or the Z Battle card. I remember the Z Battle card reduced this down to just 1 yellow for its evolved cost because it was permanent. And speaking of permanents, it also has its own 2 permanents, being the first one, if it would be removed from the game, it's removed. Well, if it's removed from the battle area, it's removed from the game instead. So once it's gone after using it. As ever, permanent means you can also activate this card's EX-Evolves from your drop, which is why the Z-Battle card references about EX-Evolve from the drop. And then we've got 2 autos. So the first one is if you have 4 more energy and a yellow Pan SH card in play, it also gains double strike and barrier for the turn. So that's even more skills to add to it, which is very, very strong. And the other auto is if you have a yellow Unison card in play. When this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, negate skills for a turn, and KO it. Now that's really nice because you can get a Unison out very easily and very cheaply in this deck. And also, the fact that it negates the skills of it before KOing it means any effects that would trigger if it's removed from the board would not trigger due to this, which is great in a boss mod. That's a really good strong boss monster. And then the Pan cards. So first of all, we have the Pan Growing Up Fast. We also have Pan Inherited Bloodline and the Unison Pan Facing New Foes. So the first one is the one that the 1-drop Gohan can search for, and it also is the same, a 1-drop 4k barrier card, but this one has unique. Also is a cantrip, so when it's played it draws 1, and it's got activate main to play it down for free. But if your leader is a Yellow Piccolo SH card, and you have a yellow Son Gohan SHC battle card in play, so easy requirements. You play this card from your hand in rest mode, so this is working out to look like turn 4 is a very powerful turn for this, dropping that big 8-drop boss monster. And also the permanent on the Gohan as well means it's less is a never card that cannot be used with Cell Zeno because it's removed from the game, so it can't be used as a successor if it would be tried to use for it. And then we have Pan Inherited Bloodline, a 3-drop 10k. And this has Deflect, Unique, and Dual Attack with the same permanent on Gohan, where if it lead the battle area is removed from the game instead. And 2 autos, the first one being how you play it cheaper, which is by 1 yellow if your leader is a yellow, and if your leader is yellow and your opponent has 2 more energy. When you place this card from your Z energy in your drop to pay Z energy cost of a yellow or mono yellow Z battle card with energy cost of 2 or more. If you play this card from your drop, then choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignore and barrier, and KO it. So that's really nice barrier removal because remember yellow likes to tap things down, and if your opponent's got something a barrier and it's in rest mode, it's gone. And it's going to be able to swing both awakened and unawakened leaders because of its auto. When this card attacks, you use it to one mono yellow card with 5k combo power from your drop area in a combo with its skills negated for the battle. And that's very easy to pull off because you can normally discard quite a few cards to get them in drop ready for this, and this allows you to help charge your Z energy quite easily as well. And then we have Pan Facing New Foes. This is a 2 specified cost yellow 15k Unison. It has a permanent where if you have a Son Gohan SH card in play in rest mode, your opponent can't attack it. So yeah, so that's a way to protect it, which is quite nice. And it can come in for cheap by using all the discard stuff. By its auto, by paying 1 yellow if your leader is a Piccolo SH card. When this card is discarded from your hand, you play this card from your dropper and rest with a marker on it. But don't worry about the fact that it comes in with just one marker, because both its marker skills are +2. First one being activate main, draw one and discard one card, goes in with the theme. And the other one is choose one, activate main, choose one of your Gohan SH cards in your battle area in rest mode and give it 10k power until the start of your next main phase. Meaning that if you've got a Gohan that's in rest mode, protecting it from being attacked, you can give it a little bit of boost to make it harder to attack over, get rid of, especially since the one drop has barrier, and the other one has blocker as well. And then a 19k to make it 29k is pretty strong. So those are the Pan cards. Then we get into the Piccolo cards. So Piccolo does have 2 battle cards in the set as well. He's not just a leader. And he has Piccolo, Heart of the Teacher, and Piccolo Namekian Pride. So Heart of the Teacher is the searcher for the deck, because when it's played, look at top 5, add up to 1 Earthling or Namekian card that are both yellow with entry cost of 4 or less, or a yellow unison with a specified cost of 2, among them to your hand and shuffle your deck. So a nice little searcher for the deck. And it's got a nice activate battle too, so it's not just usable once when it hits the board, it's usable after as well in a different way, where if your leader is a Piccolo SH card and you switch this card to rest mode, you draw 1, discard 1. So it's a nice way to fill for your deck and trigger some of these discard without just having it on board after turn 1. And then you have Piccolo Namekian Pride, the kind of deadly defender for the deck. It's a 2 cost 15k with unique and barrier, and its permanent is how it's a deadly defender, because while this card is in rest mode, your opponent's battle cards cannot attack your leader. And if it does get KO'd, then you can use the auto to discard 1 card from your hand as the cost, and then when it's KO'd, play this card from your drop area in rest mode, it skills in game for the turn. So you can bring it back, but then it doesn't have a skill set anymore to be a deadly defender. But that's the Gohan, Pan, and Piccolo cards. So now we have some of the other Z fighters coming in the archetype, and that is a Bulma, which is a 1-drop skillless, Trunks being a super combo, standard 1 where if you realize 4 or less, and you're yellow, and you're using a combo, you draw 1. And then Gohan being one of those old combo to play cards we've had back in set 2, where at the end of a battle, when this card was using the combo from your hand, play it from your drop area in rest mode. And it does trigger your leader, but only on your turn, because the auto is only on your turn. But it's a nice combo to play, but those cards haven't seen relevance for a good while. And then we have some of the benefits of discarding. So you might be looking at this like I am, thinking, what are the benefits of discarding so many cards, like constantly discarding with any of these effects not being optional? Well, that's in a few good yellow cards, and that is, you have the apes, the draw apes, there's 2 of them. There's the Bardock, which both have effects where you can warp from the drop, pay a certain amount of G to draw a certain amount of cards. Bardock being tap 1, draw 1, and Goku that you see on board being tap 2, draw 2. So if you want to get those in the early turns to get some extra draw, you can do that as well. And you can also discard extra cards as well if you want to. And the benefits of that is giving access to making Mecha Frieza Robotic Repose cheaper and Son Goku Steadfast Resistance, because they have both effects where as long as you have, if you have at least two extra cards in your drop area, they become 1-drops. And yeah, Robotic Repose is a fantastic floodgate counter attack, which you negate attack and play this card, and then when you play it, the auto triggers to make it so your opponent needs to tap 1 active mode card if they want to attack with anything that's not a unison. And the Goku has a nice counter play effect where the battle card being played is in rest mode if you use it on, and then you draw 1 card and give yourself a 5k blocker, and then Mecha is just a 15k that you still have on board to attack with next turn. So very useful cards, and those are the benefits I can see from discarding cards. And then you also have access to powerful yellow cards as well, because you're playing mainly yellow and a yellow deck, so you have access to Lord Slug, Evil Invader, Lord Slug, Super Namekian, and Son Goku, Absolute Annihilation. These are fantastic cards, as we've seen proven in most yellow decks nowadays. And the Slug duo are ways to shut your opponent off of drawing outside the leader. So if your opponent's got a heavy draw engine that's outside the leader in the deck, this can shut it off, because you can just play the 1-drop Slug to draw a card, replace itself because it can drip, then use an activate main to pay 1 yellow, choose a free drop from your hand, play it, and then send this card from the drop to the drop. And the free drop has barrier and is unique, so you can't have more than 1, but has a nice little permanent where Bond 2. When this card is in rest mode, your opponent can't add cards from the deck to the hand with using non-leader card skills. And remember, you have some cards that have barrier in, like the Gohan and the Pan and stuff. So no need to worry about not having Bond 2, because it counts itself, and as long as you have that Gohan or Pan with barrier, it's going to be hard for them to get rid of this unless they attack it, like trying to actually get rid of Slug. And that's because the Bond 2 permanent is when this card is in rest mode, your opponent can't add cards from the deck to the hand using non-leader card skills. And also, since you're yellow card, you can even play like a full 4 copies of this card and only 3 of the 1-drop, because the activate main on the 3-drop Lord Slug is by paying 1 yellow. If your leader is a yellow or a Slug's Army card, you can discard it from your hand to play the 1-drop from your deck straight away then. That's quite nice. So if you have 2 of these in your hand, you have basic access to both the 1 and 3-drop to drop it in a turn. And then you have Son Goku Absolute Annihilation. This is a fantastic card that punishes decks that rely heavily on extra cards, or punishes the extra cards that are normally used as floodgates. Like you sometimes get like things like Dormant Potential Unleashed being played for free. Opponent taps out and thinks they've got that safely to limit the amount of card attacks your opponent can get on the turn, or have token negates after they tapped out. This allows you to shut that down because it has 2 keyword skills that should be on the same card, being Deflect and Barrier. It does also have Unique as well, meaning you can have only one copy on the board at a time. And its permanent is if your leader card is yellow, your opponent can't activate extra cards unless they switch one of their energy to rest mode. So unless they got an energy open and switch to rest, they can't activate an extra card. So when they're tapped out and they want to use the token negates and dormant for free, you just shut them off of that. Very nice. And then we have some more powerful yellow cards. You have Basil, Fatal Rampage, which is a great cantrip. Its permanent is basically unique. It's a cantrip because it also allows you to draw a card when you play it. And its activate main allows you to put some pressure on, because if your opponent has 5 or more energy in rest mode, you can give it 15k in dual attack until the start of your next main phase. So being a 19k dual attack for 1 energy and not losing any cards because you replace it in hand with this auto is amazing. And most decks run it at least a 1 or 2 of. And then you also have SS Goku's Final Sacrifice. Since you can play the Fat Pan for cheap and get high marks on it with +2, you can use this as a nice negate attack, because it negates the attack player's card in rest mode, and its permanent reduces the cost if you have a yellow unison in play by 2. And its auto is just Spirit Boost 1. When you place a card in the drop area, when this card is played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, switch to rest mode, and additionally, if the chosen card has energy cost of 5 or less, you KO it, then draw a card. So it's a nice way to potentially negate 2 attack. Stop 2 attacks by negating 1 attack and resting and popping something else, or even just resting something else. It's quite handy. And then you've got Super Combo, which every deck runs a Super Combo for 4 copies unless you're Roberto. And yeah, it's it's one of the standard good ones from set 11, which allow you to bottom deck a card to draw 2 when you're nice to 4 or less, and your energy is all the same color. Your leader and energy are all the same color as your lead. So yeah. And then we have the extra card that comes with the deck, and some other good ones as well. So we got For the Sake of Family, which is basically what the Piccolo does. Look at the top 5 cards. Look at 5 cards on top of your deck. Add a yellow Saiyan or Namekian card among to your hand. But the benefit of Piccolo is its combo power, so it's not dead in your hand. And also, white doesn't look for any like Saiyan and Namekian, 4 cost or less. It also searches for Unison, and yeah, that's probably a lot more beneficial than this extra card. And every good extra cards, we have the Vegeta's Final Flash being your Barrier Ignorance in this deck. Yellow doesn't really have Barrier Removal. It's just got Barrier Ignorance, because a lot of things just ignore Barrier, not care about. And Vegeta's Final Flash is a good thing to just use it as extra power on a battle card or leader card attack, or defensively for those, and just ignore the effects of something with that through Barrier, which is very nice. And you have your token negate for this. This and the blue one are a little bit less great than the other ones, because the other ones get a weaker token, because this one in blue gets a 10k power token, but it doesn't have any combo power, so it can't be comboed off. It's just used there as a blocker, and after that, as a blocker, it's just a 10k attacker, which isn't always the best. But still, token negate is very useful to negate 2 attacks potentially. Then you have more strong extra card choices, and that is a Power to Super Saiyan, which is a fantastic extra card, so fantastic so that it was limited on the ban list, so you can only activate 1 copy. And you got Realm of the Gods Black Kamehameha being some extra removal, that every color got a Realm of the Gods card, and it allows you to give it extra 10k power to a card as long as your leader is yellow, and so it's got less restrictions than the rest of them. Just need a yellow leader, and it can either on your turn be removal by popping a Slink in rest mode, or you can use it defensively on your opponent's turn to basically be a draw card, but also defending 10k, and then resting 2 of your opponent's battle cards. So very good defensively. And then one that's been popping up recently as a nice tech choice is Release from Evil. It's a nice way to get big boss cards that swing and have like skills like triple strike or dual or triple attack and stuff like that. You can just blank them, because if your leader is mono yellow, you choose the attacking card, ignore a barrier, negate skills for a turn, and make it so it can't restand until the start of your next turn. So basically just say no to dual or triple attack, and no to any skills it has in it. It doesn't negate pending alters though, it just basically negates the skills for the turn after it, so any pending alters will still trigger. And you can always activate this for free as well if you have a yellow unison in play, using it as permanent. And then we have secret rare choices. Now the middle one is, my bad, I put the wrong one in. I was meant to put in the Super 17 secret rare instead, but I didn't put it in when making the slides for this. But the other ones are really good for it, so you got Piccolo and Son Gohan Newfound Might probably being the best yellow secret rare in the game at the moment. And if you think about how easy it is to pull off Basil, it's going to be very easy to pull off the permanent on this to make the combo, make it as a free 30k combo as well. And why it is a super combo, it does take two different special slots in the deck, being a super combo and a secret rare. I mean, it takes your secret rare slot, and also takes one of your super combo slots as well. But that's fine because it still draws like a normal super combo would, because if your leader is yellow, which it is, you get to, at the end of a battle when this card is using the combo, play this card from your hand from your drop area. So you get the combo a lot with with this card, and then play it and draw one. And that's because on its altar, when it's played or attacks, you draw one card and choose it to one of your opponent's unison or battle cards and switch to rest mode. So you essentially get like is almost like a even beefier Zamasu that allows you to rest something, but then allows you to draw, or a super card that draws plus gets to get benefit of resting something. So offensively, you can combo quite a bit, even going with a champ on top of it as well. Then play it, draw one and rest something, and then swing with it, draw and rest. So on your offensively, you can draw 2 and rest 2 cards while using it, or defensively, you can draw 1, rest 1 defensively. And you got Kai, where Kai's nice for if you have trouble in dealing with your opponent's boards in unison. You can use this as a way for just 2 energy to drop this. Defensively, you can drop this as well to stop your opponent from attacking with a leader or unison if they don't, and then use 1 energy on your turn to warp your opponent's board of battle cards and unisons. So this is nice because, especially with yellow, you have to be considerate about how you're going to sequence your turn and what you're going to attack with, because if you attack with your leader first, you can get stuff like your stuff in your battle area rested or unison rested, stuff like that. And if you swing with your battle cards or unison first, you can get this dropped on you to stop your leader from attacking, or even Zamasu to rest your leader as well. So you got to think about if your opponent's going to drop Zamasu to rest your leader first, or if they're going to use something like Forbidden Power or Flying Nimbus to stop your limit the amount of battle card swings you can get. And as well, that is it. That is all the coverage today for the Yellow Piccolo deck. So once again, like the video if you enjoyed this. Comment down below if there are any questions or anything you want to point out from this video, or anything you want to discuss. Like if there's anything, any cards I've missed off, because I didn't cover every single yellow card because I thought it'd be too much covering everything, but I covered most of the archetypes. And if you think any suggestions you have or any comments you have, comment down below. And also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because it keeps you updated with my videos, especially if you hit the notification bell. So thank you for watching. Hope you liked this, and we'll come back in the next one with Yellow Bardock. Until then, see you in the next one. Bye for now.